Hello, I hope you're well. I've come in the garden today. It's such a lovely day out here that I thought I'd come in the garden to show you what we're going to make today. And that is a paper mache bowl, just like the one I've made here. I'm going to show you how to use things that you've got in your cupboard at home to make a paper mache mix, and then demonstrate how you could use that to make a bowl. So let's get started. So what you need a bowl and a jug of water. You need some lemon juice. I'll explain why you need that in a second. You need some flour, and you'll need a whisk to whisk up your mixture. So you can start by popping a little bit of water in a bowl and then pop in a little bit of flour on top. I'll put the flour back over there. I'll put a little bit more water. I've put in a bit too much flour. And then what you're going to do is you're going to whisk up the flour and the water mixture together. You don't want to make it too thick, but it needs to be thick enough that it's not a very, very runny consistency. A little bit like wallpaper paste. Any of those that have done wallpapering. There we are. And what we also do is I'll pop in a little dab of lemon juice, and that's really just to stop it from going mouldy. If you're going to keep this bowl for weeks, months, even years, then the lemon juice will stop the paper mache from making the paper go mouldy. So there we are. So you've got your mixture. Now you're ready to go. Now you can choose what it is you'd like to paper mache. We're going to learn how to do a bowl today. Now normally you need to cover your bowl in something so that the paper mache doesn't stick to the bowl when it's drying. I would normally use cling film. I didn't have any cling film in my cupboard today, so I'm going to use a sandwich bag that I did have. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut down one end, split the sandwich bag open. If I can get there it is, and open it up and just pop it over the top. Then what you need to do is you just need to secure it with some sellotape, so that it doesn't move when you're putting your paper mache mixture over the top. So I'm just going to fold that into the bowl and secure it down there so that it doesn't get in the way while I'm putting the mixture on. There we are. So now you're ready to go. Now what I've done is you can use any paper. Sometimes with paper mache you use newspaper. I didn't have any newspaper, but I've got paper from my scrap paper drawer. So I've just cut that into little strips. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip it into the bowl, making sure that I take off any excess. We don't want it too messy, too sticky, and then just popping it on top of the bowl. And I'm just going to keep doing this. Do one layer first. I tend to go across the bowl and then turn it around and go the other way in order to make it sturdier, in order to make the strips in one line and then another, and that just makes it a little bit sturdier. So can you see that I'm laying it on, making sure that I'm pushing it down as I'm popping it on. That again smooths out the bowl so that you've got a nice area in which you can decorate your bowl once it's dry. So here we are. So I haven't cut the strips too long. If you cut them too long, then they'll be too long for the bowl. It's better to have the strips too short, and then you can add to them and layer them around than to have them too long, and then they go off the end of the bowl. So I would cover all of that bowl before then turning it this way. I'm just going to do it now to show you. And then again, I'm just covering the bowl with the paper mache mix and the paper. You can use any paper. Wrapping paper works well, newspaper, photocopier paper, anything you've got at home really, any scraps that you've got that you don't mind using. So I would cover this whole bowl and possibly do 5 or 6 layers to make sure it's nice and solid. When it dries, there needs to be enough layers there so that it keeps the form that you're making. And in true Blue Peter style, I'm going to show you one I made earlier. Let me just wipe my hands. It gets quite messy. Another good reason for doing it outside. There we are. So here's a bowl that I made earlier. You can see this is the bowl that I covered in cling film. We don't or sandwich bag. We don't need that anymore. And this is the bowl that's come from it. You may have noticed what I've done is I've cut around the edge of the ring. Around the edge of the bowl. I've cut the extra bits off to make it a little bit bowl-like, a bit more bowl shape. And then we're ready to go. Now you may also notice, I'm not sure if it shows up on the camera, but there's a residue here. You can see a little bit of the flour and water mixture. So if you're going to use felt tip pens to decorate your bowl, I'd recommend you just cut some strips of plain paper and you pop them over the top. Glue them on just with some normal Prelier or some Pritt Stick, and then that will give you a nice surface to draw on. What we're going to do is we're going to decorate the bowl with coloured paper, so I don't need to do that first. So what we're going to do is I found again some coloured paper at home, and some glue, and I've cut the coloured paper into squares. I think I might cut them into smaller strips. And to make the bowl that I've made here, what I've started to do is I started by, if you notice around the outside of the bowl, I've started by gluing just the coloured bits of paper around the outside. I did mine in the pattern of a rainbow, but you can do any shapes, any patterns, any colours that you like. So I've just cut little strips, and they are going to go around the outside of my bowl like this. Pritt Stick sticks onto your paper mache bowl quite well. Can you probably hear the bowl's nice and solid now? That was 6 layers of paper mache that I used to make that. I left it overnight, so I made the bowl one day, and then I left it overnight before checking on it, and it was all nice and dry. I left it in the garden, but equally, if it's not a very nice day, it can be left just on the side, waiting to dry. So can you see that I'm sticking the bits of paper? What should I get for now? Let's have another blue around the outside of the bowl. There we are. So I went all the way around the outside of the bowl, as you can see. What I then did with this bowl is I did get a little bit of plain paper, and I cut 2 half circle. I folded my paper in half, and I cut half circle, and then cut down the middle. That just gives me a nice area in which I drew the pattern. So I then just stuck them, once I'd put the paper all the way around the outside of the bowl, I then stuck these on the inside. And this, again, as I said earlier, just covers up the residue from the paper mache that sometimes is left once it's dried. So there we are. Just to give you a little bit of an idea, you can see. So now what I can do is I can get some felt tip pens, and I can draw some shapes, some colours, some patterns inside. Now I'll do a nice big heart in the middle. There we are. So you can draw your own shapes. So that's how you can make a paper mache bowl. As I said, you can use, if it were Easter coming up, you can use that paper mache mixture to cover a balloon, leave the balloon to dry for the day, pop the balloon inside, and then you've got a nice egg shape, and you could make an Easter egg. There are lots of different things you can make with paper mache. Just remember to always cover your base with cellophane or sandwich bags first, so that your mixture doesn't stick to the surface when it's drying. But I hope you enjoyed making a bowl or something else out of paper mache, and I hope to see you very soon. Take care then. Bye bye.